We traveled down to Ithaca, New York this week, and we've caught up with Kristen O'Neill, who's an Oakville girl. Tell us where you grew up and where you went to school in Oakville.
Okay, yeah, I grew up in Oakville. I lived there all my life. My mom actually recently moved to Waterloo, so I'm actually not living there anymore, but I always go back because my friends are from there and stuff. And I went to Loyola for high school, and then I played Oakville growing up, and then I moved to play in Stony Creek when I got a little bit older.
And talk about those teams, because you guys did well and won a championship in Stony Creek.
So I played midget in grade 9 in Stony Creek, and then I played junior for the next 3 years, and we sort of had like a core group of girls stay together for those 3 years, and I was really close with my coach, Stacy Marnock. She still coaches there. So yeah, I just really enjoyed playing there.
And tell us about the road that took you down here to this hockey hotbed, because not everyone knows about it, but it's a hockey hotbed, isn't it?
For sure it is. So I visited Cornell, I think, with my team when I was in grade 6 or 7. And it wasn't like I wasn't being scouted at that time. We just came down for a game. But as soon as I got to campus, I remember I had a project for school when I was in elementary school, and we had to fill out like your dream career, your dream school, and I put Cornell. And I always look back on that because my mom saved it. So it's pretty cool that I always dreamt of going to this school.
Because that's the thing, when you come here for the first time to take in a game, you're hooked, right?
Yeah, for sure. I visited a lot of other schools and talked to a lot of other coaches, but my mind always kept coming back to Cornell and comparing everything back to here. So I was pretty hooked on it the moment I came here.
And you've done a good job here too. Like, you're not going to toot your own horn too much, but I will. Like, she's awesome, folks. And one of your specialties is shorthanded goals. What's your secret for that?
Well, in my freshman and sophomore year, I seem to get a little bit more. I mean, my opponents might know that I like to be offensive on the penalty kill now, but I think to start, you're not expecting the other team to try to be offensive on the penalty kill, so you're sort of you take for granted the moments you have with the puck, and you're sort of slower because you don't have as much pressure. So I think getting on them really quick makes them hesitate and sometimes bobble the puck away, which leads to some offensive chances for me.
To be a student athlete here, you got to have the smarts too. So how are you balancing that life on the ice and in the classroom?
Yeah, it was pretty tough in freshman year, just to like get your rhythm into it and figure out like a balance between the two, and your social life too. I mean, that's really important also. So finding a balance between everything is pretty difficult, but I think when you find that rhythm, it gets a lot easier. I mean, it's not easy at all, but it is easier once you find that rhythm to it, and all the support you have at home and stuff helps too.
And lastly, let's close with a little recruiting tool. So all the young girls back home playing, and you'd want them to come here and carry on the tradition. What would you tell them about life here at Cornell and the hockey experience?
It's unreal. I don't regret any of my decisions. I'm so glad I just come to this school. Every aspect of it is spot on, and it was number one in every single component that I was measuring to other schools. And yeah, come to Cornell.
Cornell, I like that. So, hey, we want to thank you for doing this. And just remember that a lot of people back home are rooting for you to do great.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kristen, for joining us. This is Steve Foxcroft for Halton News from Ithaca, New York.